Hello everybody, welcome back to the Biker Baker Show and Mr. Smith, and we're so glad you're here, and come on in and we're going to make a Toll House pie or chocolate chip pie. It's so good. I used to have a restaurant back in the 90s, and look how much oil and stuff is on this card because it was used. This is the recipe we used at the restaurant, so it's going to be good.
Sounds
like
good.
Chocolate chip. Mr. Smith has never had it. If you like chocolate chip cookies, you're going to love this chocolate chip pie. So we've got a 9-inch unbaked deep dish pie shell. And it's so simple to put together too. So we're going to put in 2 eggs. Bloop, bloop. 2 eggs. And there was a little something there, so we're going to pull that out, whatever that was. And we have, everything is a half a cup. Half a cup of brown sugar, tightly packed. Half a cup of white sugar. And we're going to beat those together. And I am going to try not to mix it everywhere like I did last time.
You mean keep it in the bowl?
When I had icing everywhere. And I put my hat on a while ago, and I had icing up in the bill. I was like, all right, so we're going to beat the sugar and the eggs together.
Beat the sugar out of it, huh?
Yeah. Those aren't going anywhere. We got a couple farm fresh eggs again.
Let's say this is a nice bright color.
Yeah. I don't know how much they are in your guys' area. I have seen them even $5 a dozen, but normally they run about $3 around this area. How much are they in your area? Like I said, I have seen them at $5 a dozen in our area too. But mostly they're $3 a dozen. You can get duck eggs too, if anybody likes duck eggs.
I think I saw those for like $3.75.
I can't do duck eggs because I had a girl at the post office has ducks, and she sold duck eggs, and I bought some, and twice I ate them and I got sick. So I looked it up, and I was allergic to duck eggs. Some people are because they can't take all that protein in it. It's too rich. And I mean, I was sick.
Yeah, she was.
It was bad. I was in bed, up and down bathroom. It was a bad situation. So if you have duck eggs and you get sick, you know you're allergic to them. Who would have thought that duck eggs would make you sick? Not me.
Yeah.
Till I Googled it, and I was like, that's it. That's the culprit. All right, so now we're going to beat in some flour. And that's a half a cup of flour. Like I said, it's a half a cup of sugar, brown sugar flour, and 1 cup of butter, though. So 1 cup is 2 sticks. So we're going to put that in there, softened butter. Hopefully it's softened enough. And you probably have everything that you need for this in your home right now. Maybe not the pie shell, but you can make one of those real quick. All right. So we got that butter in there. Now we've got the consistency of like a cookie batter. And I have a half a bag of chocolate chips, which I have the mini ones. Like, you know, I like to use the mini ones. 6 ounces. I think the chocolate chip bags used to be a little bit more in them, but now they're only 12 ounces. So a half of a chocolate chip bag, or you can mix peanut butter and chocolate chips, or dark chocolate, or whatever. I'm using semi-sweet. And 1 cup of chopped walnuts going in. If you don't want nuts, don't put them in there, but in this house, it's not an option anymore. So we're always nutty around here.
It's not sometimes you feel like a nut. We always feel like a nut.
Always here. Ooh, look at that. That looks pretty good, huh?
Well, that does.
So,
that looks like cookie dough.
that's what I said. It's going to be a big chocolate chip cookie and a pie crust. All right, so we're just going to put this into this unbaked pie shell at 325 degrees for 1 hour. If your shell starts getting brown around the edges, just put some aluminum foil around it. You don't need that fancy thing they have to go on top of it. I always just use aluminum foil, put that around the edges, and that'll keep your edges from browning too bad.
Sometimes I like the edges a little crisp.
So this is what we've got, guys. Nice and yellow cookie dough, looks like. But remember, it doesn't have baking soda or baking powder. Well, I'm not doing good with my words today. So if you try to bake it as a cookie, it's not going to rise or anything. So this is the pie version. Push it right down in there.
So it's called what? Cookie dough pie?
Toll House pie.
Toll House.
Or chocolate chip pie. I always called it chocolate chip pie.
Well, it looks good.
Mm-hmm. You will love this one. Simple.
I better put me a glass in the freezer for some milk.
A chilled glass. All right, guys. This is going in the oven, a 325 degree oven for 1 hour. We want to bake it slow. So we'll be back with some information in between. All right, we took a break while the pie is in the oven and went to Kroger to get some ice cream because we didn't have any. And Mr. Smith's like, oh, we got to have some vanilla ice cream to go with that pie. So we went to Kroger real quick, which is only about, there and back is about 7 minutes even getting the stuff. So it didn't take that long. Even though we're out of town, it's kind of like close to town. All right, look at this, guys. I know it doesn't look like much yet, but Mr. Smith made me a wooden rolling pin. I was always wanted one like this with no handles. He said, I can put handles on. I was like, I don't want handles. I want it like this. So this is a branch or log or whatever it was out from one of our trees in our yard.
Walnut tree.
This is on the outside?
That's the lighter color of the walnut.
And we got a darker walnut. He split it and put darker walnut on the inside. So this is all walnut.
Yeah.
And this walnut is a black walnut tree that we had fall down in a storm. So this is going to be cool. I mean, right now it don't look like a whole lot because it's not shined up, but I'm going to burn something in it.
That's why we haven't oiled it yet.
And that's why it's not done yet. So I'm deciding or debating on what to put in it. If anybody has any suggestions on what to put on this to burn it in, let me know. And we'll check it out and see what you got, what all the suggestions are. Mr. Smith says, just put Biker Baker on it. But I was like, I kind of want some kind of, I don't know. I don't know yet. Maybe you guys can come up with something. I don't know.
Then I told her, maybe how about a Bible verse? And she said, oh, that's too much to put on it.
Because it's too big. I just need something small. Just something a little, to write something around like here. Right there. So you guys decide. Help me decide. How's that? Yesterday we took a drive down to South Point, Ohio to go to Sam's Club. I know we got one local, but it's like, let's just take a drive down to Sam's Club. See how the roads are because they had all the flooding and everything. We got down to Hanging Rock, Ironton down that way, and some of the roads was closed where we wanted to go. So we went all the way to South Point, which is the farthest point in Ohio that you can go before you get into West Virginia. They have a supposedly lookout. I Googled it. And we went to this lookout, and it is on the river, and you're supposed to be able to see 3 different states. So I'm assuming it's Kentucky, Ohio, West Virginia. There was not a sign. There was a little park, but there was no sign saying, hey, if you look here, this is West Virginia. Nothing. So we're like, wow. This was disappointing as far as where we even knew where we were. But the drive down was nice, beautiful rock and all that down 52, and South Point is nice. I don't know. we got the pie in the oven, and it's been in there about 50 minutes. So we're going to give it another 10, and we'll show you when we take it out. All right, guys, this is what it looks like. Toll House pie or chocolate chip cookie pie, chocolate chip pie, whatever you want to call it. It looks really good, and it smells good up in here.
It does look good.
Just remember, if you make it and you bake it, put a pan underneath it on the shelf below, or let it bake on one, because butter does come out of it. So I've got a pan in mind where I put it underneath it. I didn't set it on it, but I put it on the shelf underneath just so it would catch the butter. That's the only other thing that I did that I didn't tell you before. And I took it out. It cracked a little on here, but that's okay where I was pulling it up. If you put it on a pan, it won't crack. But who cares about cracks?
Yeah, we don't care.
When you cut it. So it's really hot right now. So 325 degrees for 1 hour exactly is what we had it in there. The crust didn't burn. Nice and golden brown on top. So we're going to let this cool, and then we'll be back to cut it. Probably take a while to cool. Okay, guys, we're back with the taste on the pie. I know it doesn't look great right here because, you know, I get in a rush. I cut it. I knew it wasn't even slightly cool. But here it is. But here is the actual pie. And, guys, we're going in. I don't have any ice cream on it yet, but you can guarantee there'll be some on this plate when I get done with this taste. Very rich, but very good.
What happens when you cut them when they're hot? Makes them deformed.
Because that's what we do.
But,
if you
hey,
notice, almost everything we do hot because we can't wait.
But tastes really good.
It is very good. Very good. And I'm going to eat this whole piece, and I'm going to get me a scoop of ice cream to go with it. So, guys, I hope you give this one a try for sure. It's so simple, not that very many ingredients, and so easy to make. If you have a 9-inch pie shell, or you can make your own, you probably have everything else at your house. Butter, flour, sugar, all the good stuff, eggs. So give us a try. If you do, let us know. So like, comment, share, subscribe, please, and help us grow. And thanks for watching the Biker Baker Show. Peace out. Toll House Pie.